Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, time for a fact that makes your brain go. And a lot of our listeners work hybrid, and we've heard from them in different situations of how you go back to work. Somewhat, you have a job you can't work from home, but there's companies obviously trying to get still people back from work after COVID, after the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And Kenzie guessed that this thing to get people back in was a pizza party. Not correct. A great guess. Case guessed breakfast sandwiches. Not right either. Both guys went with food. Now, they have a lot of companies out there, maybe people know this, really fancy coffee waiting for you in the morning. Like the good stuff.
Yeah.
A little Dunkin' waiting for you there. I don't know if that's work. Yoga classes, DJ parties.
I'm not coming into work to work out. That sucks. It's two things I don't want to do.
Yoga, I'll tell you what. Yoga, I've wanted to become a yoga person.
Have you?
And then I tried it. It's hard.
Yes, Brian.
I thought it was like relaxing.
You just wanted to lay there and take a nap. You saw those mats that are running from kindergarten.
Yeah.
This is going to be awesome. This is the best workout.
Everybody looks so happy stretching, but it hurts. Yoga is tough.
Yes. Yes, it is.
No joke.
I know.
So I stopped.
Of course. We can't challenge ourselves.
Not yet. So, and then none of those things really worked at this point. But now there's a new wrinkle, what they want to get people in there. And this is, I guess, worked in a couple situations. Companies to get you come back to work are giving you your very own personal, really nice desk.
Everyone already has desks.
Not everybody. What happened is, in a lot of these corporate environments in the last 5 years, they put these cool offices together where everybody is in one big room with desks, not cubicles, but sometimes like a round area. I saw this at the last place I worked at. They redid it. And they said, everybody changes desks every day. So that way, it'll create a better environment of communication. Everybody get to know each other better. And the only one person, the biggest guy in the company, at his office, no one else. So that way, when you're on the phone, you also don't feel like you're going to say anything, maybe negative on the phone to somebody else if you have other people around. And I think people thought this cool office vibe was going to take off, and it didn't. People hate it because there's no privacy. I don't have my own area where I can put up pictures of my kids.
You also can't just leave a few things at work. You have to pack up every day.
Your desk is not your desk. You share it. And I think here we definitely have people have their own desks, I'm pretty sure here. There's a couple offices that are shared, I know, down the hall by us.
Listen, I don't mean to be negative, but that's an ass way to get me back to work.
Give you a desk? See, you give me a nice desk, I'm coming back to work. Like you just said, I have my little
They
area.
should have went with the pizza party.
Well, they might put pizza on your desk.
That's fine. There we go. Now we're doing something.
Yeah. I mean,
that sucks.
But having your area, having your own area and a nice desk is getting some people to come back to the office.
That should just happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, but like I said, it was a huge trend, and many offices, I know people that work in some too, you could probably relate, they made this big open space office. You know why they saw it? Because places like Google and Facebook have offices like this. And they have maybe a Pop-A-Shot around and a dartboard and things like that, I don't know, Case.
It's kind of the WeWork model.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we're supposed to be so cool, and all these independent people had an office, but
maybe some people like that. I don't know.
I think people like space.
I think people like having their space.
Yes.
And that's what this desk is doing.
I know. That's what these desks are. They're putting in the work.
Yeah.
I know when I want to be social and I know when I don't. So I don't like being forced into being social. That's exhausting.
Yeah. And I think people like their little private time too. Or like I said, you go at your desk, I could put my earbuds in, do whatever.
Your doctor calls you and you have to pick up.
Yeah.
Come on. I get an ounce of privacy.
I have the results.
You're like,
negative. Is negative good? I don't know what's good.
What? Can't ask any questions.
Start
You're
screaming.
I'm in the middle of a cafeteria that they're calling an office. I can't ask any questions.
Oh. Casey, you work here. You have your studio. And I'm actually thankful here because we have our own studio. And not a lot of radio people have that. They share a studio with everybody all day. We have our own, then Lauren and Brian Phillips, and they share another room next door to us. Not that I want to be in their studio. I'm just saying it's cool we have our own.
Oh, hell yeah. No,
I can leave
it's
stuff.
Wonderful.
I leave stuff here every day, and I come in. It's just my studio. I like it. It makes me feel good.
I don't like the hipster, hey, we're all going to be in the same room. A desk wouldn't get me back to the office.
Amen.
An office would get me back to the office where I can decorate it with posters and I can close the door and have my privacy and do all my things in there.
Superior. I don't know if you know this about Case, but he really likes to be able to look down on people. So I could definitely see him wanting a door to close.
It's a good view, looking down on people.
Yeah.
I think more like he just wants his bedroom at work. Yeah. He wants his posters up. I agree with that. If I want work to look like a little home, that's why the desk would be cool for me.
Pace's office would be such a trap because you'd be like, oh, what's that? And then you'd get stuck there for 45 minutes when he tells you an in-depth story about a band that he listened to before anybody else listened to it. You'd be like, wow, I just want to drop this fax off. I missed lunch. This sucks.
So Modest Mouse started in 1994. Let me tell you about every intricacy they've had along the way, all their lineup changes.
He's going to have one of those buttons that locks the door, but like you'd almost prefer it was for the other reason.
I have the Matt Lauer lock where he's like, I'm going to trap this woman.
But I think yours is worse. I'm like, get me out.
And then the fly to the spider. That's right.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101. You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
And Clash with Kenzie, sponsored by the Schaumburg Boomers. For tickets, visit boomersbaseball.com. And by the way, a lot of fireworks shows going off last night. A lot of fireworks in general going off in your neighborhoods, maybe, or just what I saw.
I'd be very crabby today. I'd be so sleepy.
I heard a lot of fireworks in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Did you?
Well, you know, I was at the White Sox game I mentioned last night, and somebody was doing like a full-on show, like a
Was
Navy.
it the White Sox?
No, no. They were outside the ballpark like a Navy Pier type show. They bought the good stuff that you're going to get me from Shelton Fireworks when you go over to that coffee shop in Indiana.
I'm not doing that.
You've got to.
I'm going to be busy at Bigsby Coffee. I can't also get your fireworks.
I got $1,000 for you. You can keep like 200 of it if you bring back the right fireworks.
You want $800 worth of fireworks?
Tell you what, you give me $1,000, I'll bring you back $500 worth of fireworks.
That's not fair.
Why? How is that not fair?
You're getting still 200 if I give you 1,000. I get back $800.
I have to go out of my way and then smuggle fireworks into the state.
It's a mile away from the coffee shop. And the smuggling part, no one's stopping you.
Smuggle.
No one's stopping you at the
Do you
border.
know what kind of luck I have? I'm getting stopped.
Let's see, we're stopping every 10,000th car to check for fireworks.
I have never, and I've never traveled internationally and not gotten stopped for a random drug test.
Okay.
Ever.
Indiana's not international. You'll be fine coming back over.
I'm still smuggling. You can see it on my face. I get nervous.
Listen, we talked about the charges for fishing illegally without a license, and we had an Indiana,
Conservation officer?
Yeah, say how real it is. What is the punishment for smuggling fireworks over from Indiana to Illinois?
Smuggling. That's the punishment. It's jail time.
Will Kenzie go to jail if she gets these fireworks for me?
It'd be the funniest thing ever. Oh, my God.
I'll throw another $500 in for the fine if it's a fine.
Well, why are you willing to pay for the fine but not just pay me for the action?
I'm going to give you $200 of it.
I wanted $500 to smuggle, and you said no, but I'll pay the fine if it's $500.
Because I think the odds of you getting caught are slim. And I'll be mad, but I'll still get $800 of fireworks.
You're a betting man, after all.
Yeah.
I'm going to get caught. I want you to know that.
All right, so we're checking with, let's see here. Rob, sorry to go through all that, Rob, from Sandwich. Ahoy, tell us something about yourself.
Well, today makes 5 years that I'm nicotine-free.
Wow. Congratulations. That might,
Thank you.
That might be the hard, I've never smoked, but that might be the hardest drug to quit of anything. Caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, I can tell you that.
How'd you do it?
Cold turkey, man.
Whoa.
Oh, a lot of cold turkey?
I just decided one day that I wasn't going to do it no more.
A lot of sub sandwiches?
See, the turkey makes you sleepy, and then you don't crave cigarettes.
Taking a bunch
it.
of naps.
I understand what he's talking about. And then it takes so long to cook a turkey.
Yeah.
So it's very
Exactly,
distracting.
Or you fall asleep with a cig, you burn your house down, you go, boy, I'm never doing that again. You know what I mean?
What?
Same concept.
Yeah, same exact thing.
That's what I was saying about the turkey?
Yeah, turkey makes you sleepy, and smoking is not good when you're sleepy.
No, that's right.
Well, that's what they say. It's good when you're awake, but not when you're sleeping.
Well, that's amazing you did that. Seriously, you should be really proud of yourself because that's one of the hardest things. I have friends who have tried and they cannot quit smoking, and it's really sad to watch.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, and I'm happy I was able to do it. I feel a lot better than I used to.
Well, hopefully the stress of Clash with Kenzie doesn't get you to smoke here.
Well, I don't know. I'm on my third cup of coffee. It's kind of tough now.
All right, so first one of the 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call heads or tails.
Tails.
Rob, it is heads. I'm sorry.
Ha ha! I haven't won that in forever.
You haven't won a wild coin toss.
I know.
Here we go. Question number 1, Kenzie. Who appears alongside Jeff Daniels in the 1994 movie Dumb and Dumber?
What year was that?
1994.
Okay. Huh. Okay, Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey.
Yes, Jim Carrey is right. Back to Rob. In what country did Oktoberfest originate?
Germany.
That's right. Let's see, back to Kenzie. What S.E. Hinton novel told the tale of 2 rival gangs, the Socs and the Greasers?
The Outsiders?
Outsiders is right.
Okay.
Great movie.
Wow, didn't feel 100%. I was really sure it was The Outsiders.
Well, it probably was in your head because they last week won the best musical, whatever the musical awards are for music.
The Tonys.
Tonys. That's right. And
Those musical awards.
those awards for musicals. And I wanted to see it because I love that movie, which had Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, a bunch of other guys. Oh, Ralph Macchio.
Oh.
Who, by the way, Case is going to review Karate Kid tomorrow at 8 for its 40th anniversary as the movies reviews he's been doing.
And I've never seen Karate Kid before.
And we're talking the OG, not Jaden Smith.
We're not doing the Jaden Smith
good.
one.
I've seen the Jaden Smith one. I saw that in theaters with my mom.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Spoiler alert, it's a similar plot.
Trust me, I don't remember it very well.
Oh.
All right, 2-1 back to Rob.
Rob, the Chevy began producing Camaros to compete against what type of Ford?
The Mustang.
The Mustang is right. 2-2. Back to Kenzie. Who was the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish?
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker.
I almost said Derek. I said it too fast, like Darius Rucker. Not Derek.
And let's see, back to Rob. We'll stay with the band question here. John Popper was the singer and harmonica player for what band?
Oh, man, I don't have any idea.
That's my Blues Traveler song.
Well, you just said the answer.
Damn it, Brian.
Oh, I just said the answer.
God, I knew that.
God, that red line doubleheader is really taking a lot out of me. I'm
I was
sorry.
like, what are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll give you another question. Here we go, Kenzie. What is 3 times 3 times 3?
9, 18, 27.
27 is right. Has he got 4?
That's right. Kenzie has 4. It's back to Rob. He's got 2.
Okay, Rob. What is the capital of Alaska?
Fairbanks.
3. It's not Fairbanks. Kenzie. Capital of Alaska.
Is it Juneau?
It is Juneau.
I'm sure. That's the only place I know in Alaska. That's all I got.
I don't even know if I would even thought of Fairbanks. I thought of just Juneau.
I thought Fairbanks was a deep cut.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Rob knows another city in Alaska.
I only
Rob.
know one.
Well, you got that going for you, Rob, you know?
Well, good. Yeah, I'm doing 100%.
Well, I'm sorry we can't just give you the tickets, my man. Again, congratulations. 5 years of no nicotine is incredible. Good job.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right, what you can do is hang up because we're going to play Cold War Kids right now. So in 3 minutes and 10 seconds, everybody's got a chance. At the NASCAR Chicago Street Race tickets, you'll see the Black Keys, the whole weekend of races. So 3 minutes away, we'll give everybody a shot coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, just about 4 minutes away from your next opportunity, actually the first opportunity of the day, to go to Ticket Blitz Thursday and Third Eye Blind and Yellow Card. So 8 o'clock we start it, and then it goes all day, all the way through the entire day with Brian and Kenzie here on Q101, then Lauren's show and Brian Phillips' show. And now Kenzie will dance for 5 minutes. So Justin Timberlake arrested for a DWI, is what they're calling it there in New York's Hamptons. An officer stopped him, determined he was intoxicated, and arrested him. And I just can't believe how many people came to me to talk about this. It was everywhere yesterday of talking about the story, where it's like, well, why didn't he take an Uber? That's everybody's first thing with somebody like this when you get a DUI today, because they happen a lot back in the day when you didn't have those
why
options.
Why didn't you just use a private driver on top of it? I feel like that would be...
Yeah, anything. Use a car, a limo, whatever. You're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Why would you just get in your car and go? It's a dumb decision. Not that I'm saying that I've never been in that situation, but it's always been dumb and scary and stupid. when you do that. So why would he do that? Why would he?
He's so much
take
on the
that chance?
line, and then it's other people's lives also matters. There's that part.
Well, that's even more importantly, if you're dumb, but then if you do something like that, and tragically we know people that have lost their lives that way. It's just all the way around really, really dumb. The interesting part of this whole arrest was the officer that pulled him over was so young, didn't know who he was. Justin Timberlake at this point. That's where we're at in society. And apparently,
bringing reality back.
Well,
welcome to us regular degulas. You're getting a ticket.
So he put him in cuffs, and apparently Justin said under his breath, and I'm not sure this is one of those memes. This is really what was said.
No, this is real.
Okay.
This is confirmed by multiple outlets.
Because so many funny things were said about the arrest, and this is real. So Justin Timberlake had said under his breath, "This is going to ruin the tour, man." And the cop said, "What tour?" He said, "The world tour."
This guy was must have been he is really drunk. He was. I'm like, okay, my buddy.
They lock him up. He locked him up. He talks to his partner. "Hey, man, check it out. This guy thinks he's got a world tour."
And this is what ruined it.
That reads like a Simpsons joke. What tour? The world tour.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, my guy, but you're 40 miles from home, so I don't think you're going to be in a world tour.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt your world tour for your drinking and driving.
Okay.
God.
Better get a plane because you're not going to drive there.
Hey, why don't you sing something? And then, Kenzie was talking about some of those memes where he said walk the line, but he's doing all the dance.
He's like, ow! And he's like, they took all of his dance moves, walking a straight line.
It certainly took over the internet yesterday.
My other favorite comment, which is not good, but my other favorite comment was maybe he needs a conservatorship. Whoa!
A lot of Britney jokes came through yesterday as well. Now, he has 2 shows scheduled here for this weekend in Chicago, and they have not been canceled yet, and I don't think they will be. I think they're going to go on because his court hearing is going to be a month from now, and his lawyers, quote, say they're looking forward to vigorously defending his DUI. Now, he didn't take a breathalyzer.
Well, good reason.
Right. But he didn't take the breathalyzer, apparently. He denied it. Mm-hmm. But you look at this mugshot. Boy, his eyes are glazed.
Well, maybe he just got in an argument. My eyes always look super red and puffy, too.
Is that what happens?
When you fight and then you're up all night and you're like, oh. Or did you get a newborn baby by chance?
What could have one of those things?
Puffy red eyes could be a number of things.
I see a guy here, when I see his eyes, I see a guy that has had 7 beers, 4 shots, a couple vodka and Red Bulls to balance out to say we got to keep going here. And then maybe some nachos in between. and then
Are you just describing your day?
That was the red line doubleheader for me yesterday.
But he also, when he was arrested, and I feel like this is getting buried, he had allegedly, because, we don't know yet, Molly, poppers, and Coke on him as well.
Now, that is something I think I just did a latest Google search on it that's been proven those were false. Now, who knows what's true anymore? We're in a post-truth society.
I'll drink to that.
Maybe it's true or not, but I think that's not true.
Now, I don't know if this is true. Joe on the text line checked in from Downers Grove. He said, quote, "I also heard he was drinking other people's alcohol at the bar, and the thought of Justin Timberlake sniping your drink is one of the funniest things I've ever thought about."
Well, wait. Drinking other people's alcohol, do they just mean brand?
No,
he's so rich.
Like someone else's drink.
Like going up like, hey, Case.
He's like, give me that P. Diddy's to rock. He was drinking, he was just ordering other people's bottles, or?
Listen, vodka and Red Bulls are expensive. They used to be. I can just see vodka and Red Bulls when I see it in his eyes. I know it's not a popular drink anymore, but when I drank vodka and Red Bull back in the day,
Brian, put the mirror down and look at the picture of Justin Timberlake.
That's what I looked like when I drank vodka and Red Bull in the morning. That look, he's gotten that mugshot like he's kind of happy a little bit in the mugshot, but also he's going
The world tour.
It's interesting because he was actually there for a while. He's kept in custody for a while, and I feel like his wife was like, "I'm gonna let you sit there." I think she's had enough. She was like, "Yeah, I'm your one phone call. I'll get there when I get there."
Yeah,
he was there for a hot minute.
In case you're not aware, Jessica Biel, his wife, from the infamous scene, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
That's not where she's from. She's had a super successful career.
I know,
That is not where she's not from a half nude scene. as the third-rate character in a movie. Is that where she's from?
Okay, but I'm saying when I say that scene, everybody listening knows what I'm talking about. Whereas you say some of her other movies, no one's going to know what I'm talking about.
I don't even know what other movie she's been in. I only know her from I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Give me another movie, Kenzie.
Well, she was huge. Seventh Heaven was the show she was in.
Okay. So if
They
I said,
had like 800 seasons.
but if I would have said you know her from Seventh Heaven, I don't know if people would remember it as much as saying the iconic scene in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Brian's 100% right.
Thank you.
I have a thought on Justin Timberlake coming to Chicago tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. It just feels like a guy who got arrested for DWI, was being reckless and putting other people in danger. He's going to come out on stage tomorrow at the United Center, and he's going to get one of those weird standing ovations like he's been through a lot, even though he's entirely at fault here. I just can't get that image out of my head. It feels like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just going to be people like, well, thank you for sticking with this commitment because we've been planning on it for 6 months. Because it always happens, it feels so targeted when an artist gets in trouble right before they're making it to your city. So I think that the standing ovation's more relief. Like, oh my God, he's here. Thank goodness. Because how are we going to afford a babysitter again? We've had this plan for so long.
Tanya's not available next week now if he postpones.
She told us.
Yeah, she made it very clear.
There were some weird celebrity responses to it, besides the internet taken over by just normal people making funny memes out of stuff. Billy Joel had posted this Bible quote, "Judge not lest ye be judged."
About Justin Timberlake or just in general? Are we talking about Billy Joel's posts?
Well, Billy Joel was in church.
What else did he post?
No, that's what he posted. I'm not judge not lest ye be judged, meaning don't judge him unless you want to be
for
judged.
that. Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, I had to go through it twice to figure it out myself, to be
I know.
honest.
I feel like you're doing it live too. Like, what
Judge
the hell
not-
am I? Have you been drinking?
Judge not lest you be judged.
But did you see Billy Joel in the news talking about this?
I didn't see the whole thing.
What'd he
no.
say?
Okay, so he has a property in the Hamptons. So they were like, "Oh my God, Billy Joel, what are your thoughts on Justin Timberlake's arrest? You guys live in the same neighborhood."
It could have been your house he ran into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he hit him with a bunch of nonsense and then tweeted out that Bible quote. So he's been a weird third player, much like Jessica Biel, and I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Thank you.
Billy
You guys
Joel.
stop doing that to her.
Billy Joel has become a side character of the Justin Timberlake DWI arrest, and it's very odd.
Also, Conor McGregor, the UFC fighter, jumped in and shared a photo of his own mugshot when he got arrested and said, "Free JT."
This is what I mean. He's going to come out sympathetic out of all this.
Well,
and
now
what
I
he
want
did.
a free JT shirt because it was fun.
He put a bunch of people in harm's way, and somehow he's becoming sympathetic. I just read that Gayle King was like, "Oh, he's not reckless. He just made an honest mistake." I don't feel like most people get that level of privilege. I don't understand how Justin Timberlake has that now.
Could he do Canada?
Can he do Canada?
Like, you
tour?
can't perform in Canada now, right? They don't let you in if you've had a DUI or DWI.
I didn't know that.
So does he have tour? Like, does he have anything booked there?
I just learned about the
The
fireworks.
Canadians need to,
I just learned about the fireworks penalty from bringing over Indiana.
The Canadians should be livid.
Uh.
How dare ye?
Wait.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Coming up, we'll have Head the Headlines, where you decide the content of the show. We give you 2 headlines, and based on those headlines alone, you decide which story you want to hear more about. I'll give you a hint. Both these stories are about babies. So get ready, because they're both wild headlines about babies.
Well,
Maybe
they
they'll-
better be nice.
Well, I mean, they're wild. They're fascinating, but we'll get to those in 3 minutes after we play Blink 182. But before we even get to Blink, I want to play this audio of a news report. It kind of feels like the society we're living in now is anybody can kind of do whatever they want, including the thieves. You know, people just kind of steal something, and no one's going to stop anybody today. Just kind of, go ahead, take it. This poor woman works at a school and talked about the entire playground was taken. So here's her audio.
The girls were shocked. A couple of them got here before me, and they were like, "Melissa, what are you doing with the playground?" It was just gone. I don't know how you take a 30-foot playground. They took the swings, they took the slide, they took the monkey bar, like everything. It's just gone. It's really bizarre.
Like the Grinch.
How do you steal a slide?
Who's the Grinch who stole the playground?
It is very much like the Grinch. Like, what kind of truck did they pull up in to steal a 30-foot playground set.
How did no one hear it?
And no one questioned it because he probably thought, oh, they must be replacing the playground set, so these guys are putting it on a truck.
It's kind of like those videos that if you walk in somewhere with a ladder, like no one will ask you anything.
Yes.
Like people have gotten into like movies and stuff like that because they're carrying a ladder and everyone's like, okay. You don't show up with a tow truck, hook a little hook on a playground. Everyone's like, well, obviously they're supposed to be here.
Obviously, they're replacing the slide, which probably the metal must have burned to kids, and now we're putting new plastic stuff on that'll be much better for their little legs.
Yeah.
I have a stupid question.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you think they took the playground apart piece by piece, or did they steal it as one giant playground?
Great question.
One massive playground. And I imagine this truck pulling up with like a single hook and a rope around it like a cartoon.
And just dragged it?
Yeah, just dragged.
Like a claw game?
That's how I saw it.
They picked it up by the monkey bars and just dragged the whole thing across town?
Yeah.
Just driving down like Halstead with a play set behind your truck, just dragging you on the ground.
With a rope around it and a hook.
Another interesting question that might be dumb. Did they take it to just one of their houses and then set it all up?
Honey, I'm home.
I was like, I know I was bad on Mother's Day, but I got something for the kids. It's gonna be amazing.
That's gonna be a tough one to lie about.
Yeah.
Like, we see it in your yard.
Like, what do you do with
I think
that?
they sold it for parts like a car.
Oh, that's too
I got one
bad.
slide. I got a swing. I got some monkey bars.
What's the swing to catalytic converter ratio? Because I'll start stealing playground equipment if it can net me some money.
Well, we need
Swing
some.
sets are expensive, baby.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they're like, I mean, do you have one in your house? Like in your backyard?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You have two children.
Yeah, well, we're surrounded by parks. Walk. You know what I mean? Good Lord.
They are like $20,000 or $30,000 like, so for some of those things.
Dude, they're so expensive. We're going to have to build it. Then your kids, when it's at your house, for some reason, it gets filled with bugs, and then they don't want to go on it. So it's your job to go kill all the spiders.
It gets filled with bugs?
Yes, like just it sits outside for all these seasons, and then they're like, oh, there's a spider, there's a bee, and then it's your job. It's just another thing to clean. We're going to go to the public parks that we spend our property taxes on, okay? Everyone get in the wagon.
Barb asked a good question, 219. What about the cameras at the school? They had to see something, and they probably thought like anybody else. Well, they must have called somebody to replace the swing set.
They saw it being towed away.
Who would question it if you tried to steal a swing set? Hey!
Like, these are masterminds.
Call the police. They're taking the slide down.
Oh, boy.
I listened to this audio earlier, and just the dumbfoundedness, the baffledness of this woman describing the scene.
It sucks because
Totally sucks.
You know what sucks about this is being that girl, because you have to be like, no, I lost the playground. Like, that's a tough one. That sucks.
Well, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Here she is.
Somebody must have taken it.
The girls were shocked. A couple of them got here before me, and they were like, Melissa, what are you doing with the playground? And it was just gone. I don't know how you take a 30-foot playground. They took the swings. They took the slide. They took the monkey bar, like everything. It's just gone. It's really bizarre.
So you're trying to say it could be an inside job because there's no way this can happen. And she's like, it's gone. I don't know where the swing set is.
But that just sucks to admit that a playground got stolen on your watch.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I explain this?
Like 20 years from now, somebody will be at that school and talking about, remember Jane, that girl that worked there? She's the one that lost the playground.
Yeah.
I know who she is.
We know Jane.
I know who she is. Yeah, I got it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.